Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. Wow, it's actually a good time to record some Hearthstone for once, because it's so not hot here that I'm not going to sweat my ass off for having the fan turned off, which I usually do for sound purposes. Okay, out of these classes, all very good arena choices, I think, but the one I've played least recently is the Priest, which is usually the easiest way to decide. So let's see what I've got. It's starting me off with a Nerubian Egg option. There you go. Just to make things interesting. I don't think that's what I'm going to choose, because I have no idea what's going to be in my deck and what goes with it. So, if you haven't been watching or paying attention to the Nox Rama stuff, the Nerubian Egg is very interesting. As a 0-2, it can't attack. Right? It's an important detail. If this thing dies, you get a 4-4, and you only paid 2 mana for it. That's awesome. If it dies on your opponent's turn, then your 4-4 is going to attack as soon as it's your turn again. That's pretty good too. But you have to look at... I mean, it's great if you have things that give taunt as a side effect, like the minions that come into play and give taunt on both sides to adjacent minions. It's good if you have some way to boost its attack cheaply or temporarily, like without spending a whole card. But you have to remember, if you have to spend a whole card just on getting this thing going, then it's not as good a deal, right? Like, if you had to kill it yourself with single target damage. If I'm a priest, so if I had, whatever, holy 2 damage card, and I spend my 2 damage card on this to turn into a 4-4, that might totally be worth it. Like, tactically, on the board, that might make sense at the time. That can easily happen. But, in terms of how awesome is the Nerubian Egg, it's much less awesome if you have to spend that card for it. So, if you were building a deck around these, you really want to find ways that don't require that. Like, if you put a Direwolf Alpha next to it, it has 1 attack, and then it can attack and kill stuff, or do damage to your opponent, or suicide against something so that you get your 4-4. You gotta think about things like that. But here, I'm a priest. Twilight Drake is very strong. Arcane Golem is, which I used to think was crap, but you know what? A lot of these games go to the 10th turn, and around that time, it doesn't matter anymore what its drawback is. Just a 4-2 charge for 3. That's really good. The Twilight Drake, I think I'm going to take this because I don't have my deck set up yet, and this is more of a fighting minion. And with any luck, I can get it to be a Yeti or bigger for 4 mana. So I'm going to take that now. Okay, so we've got our Wisp, which is junk. Spiteful Smith, which is... his ability is going to be pretty useless to a priest. The odds of me getting a weapon are going to be very low, since there aren't any priest weapons. It's not impossible, because priests are really weird and stuff, but it's still, anything you're stealing from your opponent that could give you a weapon is going to be really random. You'd have to get lucky. So that ability, consider it worthless. Still a 4-6 for 5. That's not very efficient, but it's not horribly inefficient. It's still a fat, tough creature. Those are good stats to have. Then there's Circle of Healing, which heals all minions. So, I mean, it has obviously some backfire potential. There's times when it won't help you out. But you're controlling when it's going off. Seriously, like 80% of the time, this is going to do more for you than your opponent. Because, of course, you wouldn't play it if it was going to help your opponent. So, it's not that bad. And it does combo with some things, but I don't have any of those combos yet either. I think, it's probably going to be controversial, but I'm going to take the thing that fights. Because I want more meat on the table. Okay, now, he's very fat. I could take him. His drawback is annoying. She's late game. She does crazy charge damage, which is really good, and I've already passed up one, so I should probably take her, but I'm going to take the Haunted Creeper from Nox Ramus. First off, it's interesting to play with Nox Ramus cards, because you haven't had a lot of time with them, but look at this guy. Okay, he's a 1-2 for 2. Not good stats, right? You can get that for 1 mana. His Death Rattle summons 2 1-1 spiders. So, this card, if he doesn't get silenced, is giving 3-4 worth of stats for 2 mana. Now, he's very carefully engineered to give those stats in the least effective possible package. Like, the reason you get 3-4 worth of stats for 2 mana is because This is almost the worst possible way you could get those stats. He doesn't start as a 2-1, which could at least kill stuff and trade favorably. No. He's a 1-2, and he gives you 2 1-1s, which die from nearly anything. They're weak, but it's still giving you that much stats. It doesn't combo as well with Priest as it does with some of the other classes. Some classes have crazy abilities that go with that, but I think this is a pretty good early game weenie. People aren't going to be used to playing against it as much yet either. I mean, they probably have in the last week played against tons of them, but they're really obnoxious. Like, they make your opponent think what to do with them, when to kill them, and stuff like that. And they can trick you into making poor choices. I know they've tricked me into making poor choices when playing against them. So, I'm not taking out the Spiteful Smith, because I got 2 good cards here. Even though he's still a good fighting minion, he's, like, again, not very efficient. Shadowward Pain killing stuff is really good. I'm going to really be sad that I don't have more stuff for killing things, but I'm going to take the Scarlet Crusader because she's serious 3-4 cost fighting, right? These are all pretty good, too. He's a 5-5, but he lives to attack, and 5-5 for 5 is perfectly good. He gives me 6 worth of stats for 5 mana. It's split up a little bit, not as good for healing, but... And as a priest, I don't have any class-specific things that really benefit having a lot of small minions, so that doesn't help too much. Darkscale Healer is tempting. It's the weakest of the 3 in terms of stats, but healing does synergize with other priest stuff. Hopefully I can get some North Fair clerics. I think I'm going to take the healer. It's hard to pass up the knight, though. He does like smash. No, I'm gonna take the healer. Thing is, she's a 4-5. He's a 4-4. It does help to have that extra hit point. There's fewer things. It wins against more things. It loses to fewer single spells. Probably a dumb decision. Whatever. Stormwind Knight. I could take another Darkscale Healer, which is fine. Stormwind Knight. It's not my favorite, but because he's like the least. He has more stats than you ever get for a charged creature of that cost normally. The reason being that his stats are defense oriented, which reduces the effect of charge. He's not good surprise damage for killing your opponent. He is good removal for killing your opponent's creatures, and as a priest I can heal him back up, because he can come out and kill like a 2-2 or 3-2 and survive, and maybe I'll be able to heal him later. I'm going to give him a shot. I already have a whole bunch of those medium fat sort of things. I don't like you that much. I don't like you at all, even though as a priest I could heal it a lot. I'm going to take the Shadowward Pain because it's really good to have some of those things. Mind Blast is more tempting in the arena in a way. The problem is it's only good if you have a whole bunch of them, kind of. It gets kind of sick. There are other things you can do to boost them with spell damage or whatever, but it's sort of like, this is surprise damage, but it's only to your opponent, whereas the charge things are dual use. You can use them to finish your opponent, but you can also use them to save your butt if you have to. I don't know if I'm going to have any inner fires. I do have some stuff to Divine Spirit, though. Like, I have a bunch of things that have fat defense already. I'm probably going to get more. But it's not that great unless I have taunt stuff, ways to give things taunt, or unless I get inner fires. If you take the Ventricle Mercenary, he's got his horrible drawback, but he is fat. I think I'm going to go with fatness. Now he would benefit all my token creatures, but he's like the least good one of those types of things. I'd much rather have a Direwolf Alpha. It's cheaper, and it's almost always doing as much. Like, he rarely does more. Razorfen Hunter is not my favorite, like, tokeny guy, though. It's 3-4 worth of stats for 3 mana. And they are packaged better than the Creeper, and you do get them right away, but it doesn't cause your opponent quite as much consternation. Or, I don't have any spells yet to have the Geomancer make them do more damage. But if I had any spells, you know what, I'm going to take the Geomancer, just hoping I get some good, like, priest damage stuff. Holy Nova is, like, it's already pretty awesome, but it's even more awesome when you have 7 mana and you can go Geomancer or Holy Nova. There's some other cards. I don't know. Cobra does kill anything that is good. Abomination. I have a fair amount of tough stuff. I'm going to hopefully recruit more tough stuff. his taunting and then removing an army is probably going to be beneficial to me. Wow, it's giving me so many guys that generate tokens. It's kind of weird. Mad Bomber be okay. I mean, as a priest, I can heal myself. I can heal stuff from him. It's not as bad. But I'm going to take the Frostwolf Warlord because he might benefit from my Haunted Creeper, for example. You would now get a bonus if I had the Geomancer out. Can't count on that. You are only good if something buffs your attack. You're otherwise pretty crappy. I'm not going to have a weapon for you, but you're still a 2-3 for 2, which might help me in the early game. I'm going to take the Mind Blast. I'm going to make sure I have some kind of surprise damage there. Of course, now she comes out. Whatever, we'll take her too. Whoa. I would like to have some Holy Smites, but I think I'm going to have to take the Mind Control, because if the game goes that long, having one Mind Control would be really sweet. Silverhand Knight fights well, but I do think I need more early game stuff, and Fairy Dragon is very offensive early game, and late game it's still pretty annoying. Yeah, you guys are fine, but I want Northshire Clerics. Give me more Northshire Clerics, and I will be happier. You are garbage unless your attack is buffed. These guys sort of do something. They can help finish things off. They're better than I give them credit for, but it's still, as a card, it's really not doing that much for you a lot of the time. I'm going to take, not the, kind of inefficient for the deck, but still fat guy. Rocketeer's pretty good. I'm going to take the Gnomish Inventor, because I don't have any card drawing in here right now, so he's a little bit of, efficiency there, and he does have a higher defense I can buff. Why do you have to put the Power Word Shield against the powerhouses? These guys are both super good. I think I'm going to actually take the Power Word Shield so I can draw cards and get through my deck faster. This would also let me draw cards and give me spell power, but I really don't have any. I have hardly any spells that can use that yet. You have an Abomination Theme, which would be funny, but it's not as helpful, I don't think, as the Argent Commander. He's pretty awesome. We want you, Boulder Fist Ogre. You're just incredibly efficient. You're not incredibly efficient. You're very efficient, but you're very weenie-ish and not what I'm going for. The Novice Engineer. I made a lot of bad decisions last time I had a Novice Engineer. But I was also playing a Paladin, which messed up my internal AI did not work well with the fact that for 2 mana I could already get a 1/1. So I was saving this. It's bad. I don't think that'll happen so much here. It's that or heal something for 2. You can't always heal something for 2. Accelerating would be good. On the other hand, it's still just a 1. You know what? The Leper Gnome fights more. Let's just take the Leper Gnome. Help me in the early game. You're okay. You're crap. I don't care what anyone says. And most people agree with me anyway. Shadow Word Death is something I don't have much of. Anything you can kill big stuff. I have 1 Mind Control. Oh, the Yeti. I don't need a second Mind Control. My deck's already a little expensive in the 5 and 6 range, which is fine. But it's a fact. Yeti is amazing. The Thoughtsteal gives me 2 things, although it costs mana itself, so it's much slower. This you get a Yeti right away. This gives me 2 things, which are probably individually less good than a Yeti, but you would hope that between the 2 of them you're going to get more than 1 Yeti's worth of value, but it costs 3 extra mana compared to a Yeti I could have now. God damn it, that's such a pain. I guess I have to take Thoughtsteal because it's more cards, but that's painful. I really don't have the taunt. This guy's not my favorite taunt. He's a little bit better in a priest because more toughness is just more you can heal. And frankly, I've got 2 Spiteful Smiths in here, which are much less good for this deck than Fen Creepers would be. It's just how it worked out. The Wolf Rider would be another form of removal, but I think I need the taunt more. The Temple Enforcer is way more efficient, though. Super, super efficient. Maybe I don't need the taunt if I just have enough giant forces all the time. Go with that. You were pretty good. What do I really have for Battle Cries, though? I don't have a lot of Battle Cry in here. She gets her bubble back. He draws a card again. He can charge again, be healed. Heals again, get whatever. No, I don't have that much stuff to benefit from the Brewmaster. I do have some cheap things, like I could to get around his drawback, but you're really taking him when you want his drawback to be an advantage, not just to get around it. I want the North Star Cleric. I have so many weapon boosting guys in my deck, let alone the ones I could have taken and I was tempted to, but you're no good with that. I don't have anything to boost attack, and you are very efficient. Well, pretty efficient. Like, his ability isn't the best thing you could get, but he's still a 6/6 for 6 with an ability that adds a bunch of stats. So you do healing, and I don't have that much 3-mana stuff. Like, just a 3/3 for 3 is pretty good. You kill something which is way more valuable in the arena than he would be in a constructed deck. But he's very expensive. My deck's already expensive. I'd rather have the efficiency. You're like efficient for the cost. I could have had 3 mind controls, which pissed people off, but I don't know if it's worth having another one because my deck is already kind of slow. I think I might be better off having the Abusive Sergeant to help balance out my early game, boost a Haunted Creeper or one of his little guys. That'd be pretty good. Just any small thing help to kill a big thing. That's pretty good. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, like a third of my deck is already really expensive stuff. I don't really want to go at that fat. I like Abusive Sergeant a lot. I use him a fair amount in constructed play. So we get Ravenholt. He is expensive. Secret Keeper, I don't have secrets, so I'm not playing that. Yes, it works on opponent's secrets, but then it's just like a stupid hoser. I don't like hosers anyway, and it only works against a third of the classes. No, we're taking a Twilight Drake. It's another Yeti-ish thing. So this deck has a lot of sort of, for mostly 5 and 6 cost power. Hopefully it has enough stuff to survive the early game. Let's find out. Yes. I don't know. No. I don't think my choices were that bad, but man, I got no Holy Novas. I have like no AoE. I have so few things that kill minions. I just have to have the fattest creatures, the most fat creatures, and make them go farther by healing them. You know, I'm going to pitch both of these guys because I have a ton of that fat stuff, and if I can get some cheaper things, it'll help me a lot more. Like, those weren't super good 5-cost things. Well, I guess the mercenaries are pretty good 5-drop, but squelch. Okay. Aha! I don't think this deck's going to be doing a lot of first turn plays, but if I have him, I get to do it. Yay! You should probably just make a 1/1. Yeah. Yeah, puts the problem on me. This would be perfect time. No. Power Word Shield would have been awesome. But no. I could just Thought Steal. Like a coin Thought Steal. That would make... I'm better off doing a coin Big Fat Twilight Drake next turn, I think. Do I want to play this? If I play the Fairy Dragon... Actually, it can survive the 1/1 anyway unless he boosts it. But leaving the 1/1 alive still seems... Well, I have the coin. He can't make it really big yet, so... He can't consecrate yet. I'm pretty safe. He'll probably have to trade his guy to kill mine. If he wants to might it and kill one of these guys, that's fine. If he wants to might it and not kill one of them, then one of them will kill him. These are both very offensive creatures, and I'm okay with fighting the 1/1 this way. Secret. Alright, well, if that's a noble sacrifice, he's going to kill this thing, which is pretty annoying. But, let's get out a Yeti. I I don't know that it's a noble sacrifice. It almost certainly is, but if it is, I have to get rid of it at some point anyway. I don't think waiting is going to be better. He could consecrate, I'd lose this anyway, and then this would be, and then hit this for one, and then it's like, well, he wouldn't do that because I could heal it, but it would be in threat range. No, we're just going to try and kill this, and... Well, what the heck is his secret? It wasn't... I thought it might be the resurrection thing, which would get rid of that. So it's not a noble sacrifice or the resurrection. It's got to be an eye for an eye, I guess. Or the when you play a minion it gets reduced to 1 health, but I just played this and it didn't trigger, so... I don't know. Blasphemy!
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, I guess it's the eye for an eye. I can't heal this, unfortunately. It is my curse.
I must consider.
So I would like to Thought Steal. Maybe I should Thought Steal before I attack. Probably, I could hit that and then heal this thing, and that would be pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to Thought Steal and see what I get. Investment in the future. Oh, a Light Warden. That is cool. Alright, this is my new... Well, if I do that before I'm not healing right away... Oh, whatever. It might draw something out. I'm okay with that. We're going to trade this like that. And we're going to kill off his dude. Not trigger his eye for an eye yet. Yeah. This is already feeling like a really weird game. We've got a lot of fat things here. He probably has some fat things too. Okay, that needs to die. I could just silence it, but killing would be nicer. I could just silence it. Or, if I heal something, this will get big enough I could trade. Not trading her might be nice too, though.
I wonder.
I don't know. I guess I'll just keep fighting. So I'm pretty vulnerable to like a consecrate or something, but I don't know. I don't have any spells that benefit from him anyway. I have like 1. Let's just get that out there. Army looks all big and scary, and he can kill them all now. Okay. Alright. That's not so worrisome. The sooner I play him, the bigger he'll be. Is that going to be worth it? Where's the best way to do this? Because my guys are going to get beat to crap going through him. I could silence this if I'm going to kill him anyway. I could silence him. Then he's just a 1/7.
I must consider.
And I can deal with that however I want. That leaves me mana to do stuff too. I don't know. It's probably a bad idea.
I must consider.
Alright. Let's just panic and do random stuff. he has a consecrate now, he can go nuts. Would be the perfect time. If he has not consecrate, he's very annoyed right now.
Reporting for duty.
That would have been nice to silence. Oops. Oh well. Hey, card drawing. We like card drawing. First thing we're going to do is trigger his eye for an eye. I don't know if that was the smartest thing. I should have thought out my turn more, but I wanted to get rid of that because I might be doing bigger stuff. So, okay, never mind that. Hold on. I think I'm going to play this guy. Have him be huge. Play her.
Is someone injured?
So I'm going to want to heal something. I'm going to heal this. It'd be nice to have her survive, but I don't think she's going to come out of this alive anyway, so I'm just going to use her to kill this guy. And I'm actually, just in case he draws a consecrate, I'm going to let him do his 1 damage wherever he wants. But do a whole bunch more damage to him. And keep these guys at 3 hit points. Things are really going fine at the moment. You choose to silence that. You know your army is already way behind, eh? Like, you could have silenced this guy and killed him with a 1-1.
Reporting for duty.
In the light's name.
Yeah, no, you're screwed. You're not doing anything of value. Even though I have no AoEs. Whatever. Wow, that's pretty nice. It is now too bad that she silenced, but actually I couldn't afford the amount of card draw that would cause anyway. Okay, first can I kill him this turn? We've got 12, 13, 14, 15. I think he had 16 health, eh? Like, I don't think I could have killed him that turn, but he was really doomed. Really doomed. Okay, well, first game was a good sign, but it was only the first game. We're going to have to see how long it takes to start getting serious in this arena run next time. If you enjoyed this, please click the like button, or on your touchscreen, please lick the like button. Warning, licking the touchscreen is not recommended. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.